Welcome to another day trip from Paphos. Today we visit an ancient town, sandy beaches, the Blue Lagoon, a goddess's bathing pool, and then much more. Come on along and enjoy the ride. Our day starts at the town of Polis, easy to find, just 40 kilometers from Paphos. The drive takes about 3/4 of an hour, driving north on the B7 over the central plateau, past farms, villages, valleys, and vineyards. We will check out some of these in another video. We found a place to park and headed for the old town. The town of Paphos is the largest settlement on the north coast of the Paphos district. The full name is Polis Chrysochous, which translates from Greek to mean town of gold. This probably refers to the centuries of copper and gold mining in the area, which made the town very prosperous. The Greeks, returning from the Trojan Wars, established the town of Marion at this location 3,000 years ago. The Greek general Cimon freed Marion from the Persians around 450 BC. A statue commemorating this victory stands in front of the cultural center. Since then, the town has been destroyed and rebuilt a couple of times. A visit to the Archaeological Museum gave us a better understanding of Polis's past. Some of the ancient city ruins can still be found near the hospital. After the invasion in 1975, the Turkish Cypriots living in Paphos were evacuated to North Cyprus. The current population of about 4,000 is mostly Greek and expats. This administrative center supplies the needs for the town and the local villages. The Polis General Hospital and some private clinics provide excellent health care. The town is very pretty, with most of the activity focused around the pedestrianized Old Town. Here we found some wonderful restaurants, bars, hotels, and shops. Near the town square, we stopped at the small church named after Aias Andronikos. Built by the Venetians in the 16th century, it was converted to a mosque that served the Muslims during the 400-year reign of the Ottomans. It was abandoned when the Turkish Cypriots left after the conflicts of the 1960s and 70s. The 400-year-old Byzantine frescoes that had been whitewashed were delicately recovered and are now on display in the church. Looking down at our feet, we saw the 4 different types of floors from the various eras. To view the church, we picked up the key at the Archaeological Museum. Driving north for half a kilometer from the town center, past the General Hospital, we found what used to be the Polis campsite. Situated in an eucalyptus grove, the popular site is still used by the locals. The town has put up a breakwater, so the sea usually is quite calm, with a lovely sandy beach. About a kilometer along the beach, we arrived at Latchi, which is the harbor for Polis. As we approached, we found a public beach with sunbeds, a restaurant, a kids' playground, showers, toilets, and plenty of parking. A bit further on, we arrived at the harbor itself. On the land side are shops and restaurants with outdoor seating so we can enjoy a meal or a drink and watch the people and boats coming and going in the harbor. Walking around to the end of the harbor, we discover another bronze statue of a woman. This striking 2-meter representation of Regina, the mysterious queen of Cyprus, was created by Iota Ionido. Besides a statue in Argaca, she has many around the streets of her hometown of Paphos. Back at the harbor, we got tickets on one of the tour boats that sail along the Akamas coast. We were taken the 10 kilometers along to the Blue Lagoon. In this enchanted bay, the water is crystal clear and warm. We could swim to the beach or just play in the water around the boat. The meal and refreshments on the boat itself made a great day on the sea. Along the road out of Latchi toward the Akamas Peninsula, we passed more beaches, restaurants, rental villas, and holiday homes. This area has become very popular with tourists, both internal and international. For now, we're sticking to the coast because we're headed for the Baths of Aphrodite. We followed the signs for about 3 kilometers to the parking lot at the Baths. We came to see the pool where Aphrodite and Adonis spent many pleasurable hours. Walking up the road, we passed through the gardens, which provide a peaceful place to sit and enjoy the surroundings. Another few minutes got us to the pool, where a spring tumbles down the rock face. The perpetual shade around the bath keeps the water cool and provides relief on a hot day. The sun sparkles through the leaves and gives a mystical feeling to the alcove. Legend has it that eternal youth is granted to those who bathe here. Unfortunately, the pool is closed to the public. It seems like a long drive to see a small pool, but we're not finished yet. Across the road from the parking lot, we can enjoy a lovely restaurant with great views of a quiet beach below. The small beach has some sunbeds and umbrellas, and is yet another uncrowded corner to spend a few hours enjoying Cyprus. For those who like to explore, the Aphrodite Nature Trail is a 7-kilometer hike that gains several hundred meters. The hike is worth the effort because from the top we have one of the most spectacular views of the island laid out in front of us. We saw kilometers of coast back to Polis on our right, and the coves and beaches to Amatus Cape on the left. Behind us rose the hills and peaks of the Akamas National Park. On a really clear day, the snow on the hazy mountains in Turkey can be seen in the distance. The walk down was much easier. For those who do not want to climb, there's an easy walk following the coast all the way to the Blue Lagoon, about 4 kilometers. The hike offers many of those same views, but only lower along the coast. These trails can be hot and sunny, so bring water, and wearing a hat is a good idea. Not long ago, there were signs around the trails and beaches warning visitors to watch out for unexploded shells. As part of the agreement for independence, the British were allowed to use the Akamas as a naval artillery range for training, but for only 70 days a year. Thank goodness that ended over 20 years ago, but keep your eyes open for anything that looks like an artillery shell. For the camping enthusiast, there is one more reason to visit the Baths. The Aphrodite Family Eco Camping Site offers a chance to enjoy nature responsibly under the stars. Coexisting with the environment, they offer kayaking, bike rentals, kids' playground, Wi-Fi, a restaurant, showers, and a kiosk. Pitch a tent or a trailer or stay in one of their teepees or cabins. What a great place to go camping with little of the effort right beside so much grandeur. We continued up the hill to Cherio. This traditional village is situated on a plateau overlooking the bay to the north and the Akamas Peninsula on the west. As it is only a 15-minute drive from Latchi, it is now busy with tourists and holiday homes. It was a mixed community of Greeks and Turks until the troubles of the 1950s and 60s. In 1974, with the invasion, all but one of the Turkish Cypriots fled to the village of Androplikou, a few kilometers to the south. In 1975, they were transported to the north. The one who did not leave was a man who had married a Greek Cypriot woman and would not leave her. The 2006 movie Akamas tells the whole tragic romantic story. Due to political reasons, the Cyprus government withdrew funding and banned its release locally. It played quite well to international audiences. The 230 square kilometer Akamas area has an interesting history. It is named after the son of the Trojan War hero Theseus. It is heavily wooded and has a mountainous ridge rising to over 400 meters. The highest mountain is put to good use as a place for a fire lookout station. Paved roads end at Cherio. but the access roads are used by four-wheel drive vehicles, quad bikes, and walkers. Hiking the Smidgey's Nature Trail offers one of the best ways to see the park. Starting at the picnic grounds, the 8-kilometer loop took us through pine forests and afforded the opportunity to see some of the endemic plants and rare animals. The fight between keeping it a nature reserve and developing it for tourism continues. That's it for this outing. Our next day out will take us to the western side of the Akamas Park, where we will find long sweeping beaches and endangered turtles. Please press the like button and share this with your friends. Subscribe if you want to see the other Paphos Days Out adventures. If you want the book it is based on, follow the link in the description below. See you next time.